6:30 this morning, Spokane County health officials say more COVID-19 cases are being linked to community spread. But does the data back up that claim? We take a closer look by the numbers just ahead.
And the sunshine will be overwhelming for the next few days here as the rain is out of the way. So the heat up and the summer weather is on the up and up in the coming days.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, thank you so much for being with us here on Up with KREM. Now, it's one of the most popular apps in the world right now. This morning, there's a big debate online about TikTok. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the U.S. could ban the app and other Chinese social media apps. So this morning, we do want your take. Should the U.S. ban TikTok? Head to thekrem.com/vote or our KREM 2 mobile app to let us know what you think. Coming up later in the show, I'll explain why this app is making politicians nervous.
And of course, Dana Marie, we want to hear from people as well by letting us know on our text line at 509-448-2000 why they voted either way. But we've got a majority right now, Dana Marie, of people saying yes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised really, especially when we dive into a little bit more of the detail of why people are so protective over their own private data.
All right, Dana Marie, we'll check in with that story in just a little bit as we take another look outside this morning on our Wednesday morning. Thomas Patrick in for Evan Narani today. Thomas, let us know what we can expect as people are heading out the door on their Wednesday.
Yeah, and on that image, you can see plenty of blue skies to work with, and that July sunshine will help to warm us up after what is honestly actually a quite cool start to the day today. Some areas reporting temperatures in the 40s as of this morning, including in Spokane. Looks like 49 has been the cool spot. The low temperatures so far this morning with the winds fairly light between about 5 to 10 miles per hour so far. It's all a result of some lower humidity values, clear skies. That's why our temperatures drop a little bit more in those overnight and early morning hours. So plenty of 40s still on the map between Pullman, St. Mary's, Deer Park, Coeur d'Alene, and Ritzville. Just a little pocket of some colder weather. But that sunshine, now that it is up, is going to warm us up pretty quickly, especially for the rest of this morning. We'll easily get up into the mid-70s for today. So that honestly is very comfortable weather, very enjoyable for the summer season. But that hot weather isn't too far away, and it might inch into the inland northwest in the coming days as well. So coming up, a look ahead at just how close we might still get to 90 degrees in the coming days. And now let's look at some traffic cameras across the region this morning. Not seeing too much out there on the roads. We have noted a little bit more in terms of cars and traffic on I-90 itself, but doesn't look like there's any delays out there.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Coming up on 6:33 now this morning, we are just a week into what is already proving to be a record-breaking month of COVID-19 cases in Spokane County. But how many of the latest cases are linked to testing versus community spread? So let's take a closer look by the numbers. So 3 of the top 5 single days that have been recorded so far were recorded already in July. And with 39 new cases reported yesterday, July's early total is set at 397 right now. Now for some context, 217 cases were reported in April and only 233 cases were reported in May. Now today, contact tracing in Spokane County is much more robust than it was in April and in May. So I want to take a closer look at a statement made by County Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz this morning. Dr. Lutz says in part, quote, "Recent increases in positive cases without an epidemiological link are signals alerting us to potential community-wide spread." So what is an epidemiological link, and how can we use it to track whether cases are coming from an increase of contact tracing or community spread? So the epidemiological link is kind of a mouthful. So for this morning, let's just say E-link. A case that includes an E-link means it has been connected to a previously confirmed case. So basically, the county confirms a positive COVID-19 case, then they use contact tracing, they use that E-link, and health officials find someone else linked to that first positive case. So here what we're looking at is weekly reported cases of new COVID-19 throughout the county. Now we have added in the percentage of confirmed cases that have an E-link. So the higher that orange line goes, the better percentage of cases with an E-link. 100% means all of them have been contact traced and linked to the same person. So basically, let's pick the first week of June. 85.2% of all reported cases were e-linked. That means only about 15% of cases were linked to new community spread. So as the line goes down, that means more cases would be linked to community spread. So just this past week, 52.4% of COVID-19 cases in Spokane County confirmed to have an e-link. That also means that almost half of new reported cases in the past week were linked to community spread. So if someone tells you that the only reason we are seeing so many new cases is because of contact tracing, all you have to do is take a look at this data to show you that is simply not true. The data shows that community spread as of the past week makes up almost half of new cases reported. And of course, it also is indicative of the fact that the trend lately has only been moving downward unless something changes. Taking a look at other news this morning, caring for someone that you love who has Alzheimer's is tough. It's frustrating and it is painful. And this year, coronavirus restrictions are making it even harder. But one local family has found creative ways to turn online resources in their favor.
These two lovebirds are high school sweethearts, still counting down to the week how long they've been together.
Hello. We've been married 42 years and 2 weeks.
But for husband Alan Tarbutton, remembering those details started getting difficult.
Noticed that Alan was having trouble with tremors.
Almost 5 years ago, doctors officially diagnosed Alan with Alzheimer's, a disease that runs in his family. At first, he tried to make it work.
A couple of things to try to kind of band-aid it, you know, and that just got harder and harder and harder.
I think it was hard for Alan because he's always been the leader.
But now it's getting harder for him to even talk.
Every day or every month there's something else that he's not capable of doing.
You know, it's so frustrating that that continues, and you know, it's kind of scary as well.
Scary for Alan, and for his wife and caregiver, stressful.
It's very stressful because you are now doing everything.
What helps them get through it is their friends, support groups, and help from the Alzheimer's Association.
It just keeps me sane as much as sane could be.
But with COVID-19 restrictions, even that has been limited.
So we're missing that huge piece.
The Alzheimer's Association here in the Inland Northwest says those resources can make a huge difference for families.
Information is power, and with a lack of information, caregiver stress goes up.
Because of COVID, now most of those resources are online. So families like the Tarbuttons are using FaceTime to keep in touch with friends and family.
Our 5-year-old, she will FaceTime us at least once or every other day, just to say how we're doing.
And all things considered, they're doing pretty well.
Don't think about woe is me. I just think this has happened. We just have to do the best that we can do with it and move forward.
In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. 6:38 now. Trending this morning is the Chinese app that blew up during quarantine with over 800 million monthly users. TikTok is a Chinese social media video app that people are loving of all ages, but now the government is considering banning TikTok in the U.S. due to privacy concerns. Now, before I dive into the details, I do want to hear from you. Should the U.S. ban TikTok? 77% of you this morning are saying yes. You can go to KREM.com or on our KREM 2 mobile app to let us know what you think. Here's a little bit more information. Now, in an interview with Fox News, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the administration is looking at cracking down on TikTok and other Chinese social media apps with a potential ban. TikTok then issued a statement saying the company, led by an American CEO, has never provided user data to the Chinese government. Pompeo says Americans should be cautious of downloading the video entertainment app or risk giving their information to the Chinese government. The Navy actually urged military personnel in December to delete the app off of any of their devices. TikTok's policy says the app collects user data such as IP addresses, location, and information about devices and stores that data from Americans here in the U.S. However, critics do point out that TikTok is owned by a Chinese company and would still have to comply with Chinese laws. So that's one big discussion surrounding TikTok this morning. Here's another one. It's just the first app to pull out of Hong Kong. It's a sweeping new national security law is now in effect over there. So this morning, we definitely do want to hear from you. Should U.S. ban this TikTok app? Weigh in on KREM.com or on our KREM 2 mobile app. 77% are saying yes this morning. That percentage hasn't really shifted. It was a little bit more in the middle earlier this morning, but I think as I kind of explained, broke down what's going on, people are a little bit more worried about their privacy and their data.
Yeah, and Dana Marie, of course, worth mentioning as well that this does follow that other trends that other countries have followed as well. We saw that India has previously banned the app, Australia considering it, and they're not alone.
Exactly. I think so many different governments are making sure that their own people's data and privacy are stayed secure.
A situation that we will be watching very closely. Dana Marie, thank you for that update this morning. Still to come here on Up with KREM, a statewide mandate has made masks part of our everyday lives, but how effective are they? We take a closer look at a new study in the next 8 minutes.
And we're back to the mostly sunny conditions for the inland Northwest as we will be drier for the rest of this week and perhaps most of the weekend. Your full forecast is straight ahead on Up with KREM.